Hi, my name is Leon Boyd, and we're talking about the short story Everyday Use by Alice Walker. This short story I found very appealing, and I found this story to really be close to home to me. Um, the characters, Dee, she was a she was a very selfish woman, you could say. Um, Everything was mostly for her need and for her show. Dee was the smart daughter. Dee was the daughter that was supposed to be the one to make something herself and to be all. Her sister Maggie, unfortunately, was burnt in a fire. And because of that, it caused her to draw within. It caused her a lot of self-doubt. She had no confidence. She wouldn't even walk right. Just trying to skip her head always down to her chest. She was scared of her own shadow. She had nothing, but the main difference that she did have was she had family. She had heritage. She was more connected to her people, to her family, to her personal heritage. The mother who admired Dee because Dee was what she wanted to be, wanted to be out there, wanted to see the success and everything. But she wasn't. Her mother was that hard working female, black female, should I say. She worked like a man. She worked from sun up to sundown. She did whatever it took to make it. She didn't get those opportunities in which Dee was afforded to. So she, like a lot of parents, they try to live life through that. That's why Dee was so important to her. Maggie was always there by her mom's side. So sort of Maggie was kind of maybe a little taken for granted. But her mom, going through this story, will find out that how important Maggie is to the family and to her. Dee comes back with the new half African connection. So I do relate to that, going into the 70s and being a 70s child. My name could have been something I can't pronounce now. All I remember, my father changed my name to that. But what Dee was doing was trying to connect to an African heritage. She missed her heritage, which was created here in America. The importance of who we are. That where you're from. Even her name had a connection back for her that she did not want. She did not really care for, and she discarded because it wasn't fashionable. It wasn't in. It wasn't what people would find appealing. But it was her. And to say that to her mother, who gave her that name, and then gave her that name for her to be proud of, and to just trash it away for some other name that her mother can't even pronounce, it was an insult. To come into her home and want these items, and that she wanted to hang them up, she wanted to put them up here, and she didn't care if someone else wanted them, someone else could take care of them. She just wanted to hang them up and show them this showpiece, to show where she's come from, and instead of her loving where she comes from. And with that, it brought out anger, and it brought her mother to realize that her daughter, Maggie, understands the importance of all this. Because every time Maggie kept asking for stuff, every time Dee started asking for stuff, Maggie would, Maggie would step, but Maggie wouldn't say anything because she never stood up for herself. Finally, her mom found appreciation for Maggie because Maggie loved her family, loved her heritage, loved the people. She loved those people, not the objects. Those objects remind her of the people. Remind me of the ones, her uncle, who made the butter, the butter churn, and how it was put. The quilts that comes from different family members' old clothing, and she knew how to take care of them the same way how they were put together. I mean, it was incredible. I connect to this story so much when I think of my own, ironically, Aunt Maggie. She passed away over 20 years ago. She had a home in Short, Alabama here, and it was ransacked. I mean, the house was full of family heirlooms, heirlooms, and everything in the home. And by the time I got there, everything was gone. The porch was about to fall in. The floors were rotted through. Someone kicked through the walls in the house, and I mean, everything was gone at this house except for two major things: a vintage old 1950 refrigerator that wasn't working, and a Missions sideboard. I was able to get these items out the house, which wasn't easy to do. Took my father, a 75-year-old father, an 80-year-old uncle, had to help me get it out. We got it out, and I had it refinished. And I'll never forget this, that after I got it refinished, the guy that did the work was telling me how valuable this was and how old it was. And he would give me $10,000 for it right now in cash, just to have it. And I told him, no, I would never lose that. It's my Aunt Maggie. Thank you.